I have ushered thousands of people down the franchise exploratory path. And one thing is consistent. Every single human out there wants more money and more time. I guess that's two things, more money and more time. So in this part one of a two-part series, we're going to talk about getting more money. And I'm going to share my story of how I live a debt-free life and what that does for me and how franchising and business ownership has afforded me this mindset and this life. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Kim Daly. I'm a franchise consultant. And for over 20 years, I've been helping people who have the dream to own their own business, the dream to break free from corporate America, to leverage the proven systems of franchise businesses. So I match your background, interests, skills, and goals to some of the best franchise opportunities out there today. So if this is the first time that we're meeting and you get inspired to begin your own journey to become a small business owner, leveraging a franchise, well, I would love to be your franchise consultant. So stay with me until the end of the video and I will share with you how I can help you. Okay, so let's get into the topic at hand. This is part one of a two-part series, money and time. So in the next video, we're going to talk about time. But right now, let's talk money. Okay, so this is not financial advice, and it's not Kim Daly bragging either. I've been told that it's fun for people to hear what I do because it helps inspire you, one, to work with me because you know that I'm just not saying it to you, that I actually walk my talk, but two, just to kind of inspire ideas or thoughts in your head. Because look, I've been at this small business ownership thing. I've been self-employed, I don't know, since I was 25 years old. So if you know how old I am, you know it's a lot of years. It's more than 20 years. So I have a lot of experience in the trenches figuring this out. But most of my life, I've lived debt-free. I believe that debt-free is a mindset. Now, I have some truly wealthy friends who will disagree. They want debt. I personally do not like owing anybody anything. It's my personality. My father will tell you, I came out of the womb as Miss Independent. I've always wanted my freedom. When I was 40 years old and I woke up in a hotel about to go host a live event where I was going to inspire some downsized executives to the dream of owning their future by owning a franchise, I remember having this kind of overwhelming feeling of wow, I am completely unemployable. And I got home and I called my dad and I'm like, you know what I realized? I'm completely unemployable. And that man laughed so hard. I don't know how he didn't bust a gut. He was like, Kimberly, you have been unemployable since the time you were two. So this whole freedom, debt-free, not owing anybody anything. I mean, it's in my DNA. And I don't know if you're like that or not, but you probably can learn it. If this video inspires you to the ideas, I think you can change your mind about anything the minute that you decide to change your mind. So for me, owing somebody money feels like a weight on my back. And it makes me focus on that. So by the law of attraction, what happens? Whatever we focus on expands. So if you're focused on the lack that you have because you owe somebody money, what you're screaming to the universe, which is nothing but a reflection, a mirror, is, hey, give me more reasons to feel lack and in debt. So the reason most people who are in debt can't get out of debt is because they're focused on the debt. Well, I just don't even play that game. I don't have any debt. If I can't afford to pay for something cash, and I mean everything, I'm not doing it. My teenagers are now drivers and we paid for their cars in cash. I buy my cars in cash. Now, I don't go buy brand new cars. I think that's a waste of money. I'll buy a gently used 1 or 2 year old, car that was leased that somebody turns back in, because the minute you drive that car off the lot, half of the value goes off anyway. So let somebody else do that. And then when I buy it 1 year in, it looks like a brand new car. Maybe it has 10,000 or 15,000 miles on it. What's the difference to me, right? That's just my mentality. To me, it's a new car to me. And I can pay, buy a really nice car for like half the sticker price of a brand new retail car. But that's just me. That's how I like to live. So if I need to pay $50,000 in cash, I'm going to go pay $50,000 in cash. If I pay for something on my credit card, and I pay for everything on my credit card, then those bills, those credit cards are on auto pay, and the entire bill is paid off every single month. I don't let it roll over. I'm not going to pay interest to the bank, right? So this is a mindset. It's how I live. Now, I'm also very blessed because I am self-employed, and I've been at this self-employment thing for a long time, where I have multiple streams of income. So I have my primary businesses, which I have two that I work at every single day, but I have a half a dozen, if not more, passive streams of income that at different times of the month are putting money right into my bank account. So this is the life that I live. It's the life that I'm, quote, selling as a franchise consultant. It's what I want for you. It's what you want for you. You're like, I want to have multiple streams of income coming into my bank account, some that I work for, some that I don't. Yeah, who doesn't want that? That's called being an alternative investor. And I have other videos on this channel where I talk about how I became an alternative investor. I met some truly wealthy people who, when I saw their net worth and I saw how many hours they weren't working, I was like, well, what the heck? What gives here? And then they taught me that the way that the world teaches us to think about earning money is so wrong. Now, I knew that with regard to business ownership, but I knew it because inside of me, I had to be free. I couldn't give my time to somebody else. So that's what drove me to business ownership at 25 years old. But as an alternative investor and the mindset, it's more just that you can create multiple streams of income for yourself, some that you work for, some that you don't, that you're diversified and you have money coming into you all the time. And I've accomplished that. I started becoming an alternative investor, again, my whole life, because I've been self-employed for over 25 years, but really stopped putting money into my self-employed pension plan, which is the equivalent of a 401k for small business owners. I stopped doing that, I think, in 2020. And within 4 years, I had created enough passive income to retire myself. I have a video about that on this channel, right? So more than enough income to retire myself, meaning that I have more money coming in from my passive investments every single month than it costs me to live. That's how everybody really wants to live, right? So if I decided not to run any of my businesses and not have those expenses, then I literally could live. I could go play every day. I could go travel the world. I could do whatever I wanted. Now, I have too much to offer the world. I have too much energy inside of my body and passion inside of my body and goals and dreams that I want to wake up and serve people, that I don't want to go travel the world. So I continue to work. So what does that mean? It means all of that passive income coming in gets sent back out or deployed into more cash flowing assets. This is how the rich people get richer. This is how the wealthy people get wealthier in a shorter amount of time, because I have more money coming in than I need. So I can deploy that back and create more sources of passive income and have that coming and flowing back to me. Now, when my kids go to college, which will be very soon, I had started saving money when they were babies. But now that I have all these sources of passive income, I don't really need to touch the savings. Right? So I have cash flow that I can use to pay for big tickets like college or buy cars. Again, this didn't happen overnight. The mindset wasn't adopted overnight, but I'm sharing this with you to inspire you that if you're out there and you want to live a debt-free life and you want to have multiple sources of income, you got to get in the game. And you get in the game first with a business, because the business is going to create the fastest way to cash flow. And cash is king, right? So what we want to do is help you find a franchise investment that will allow you to make more than you need to live off of. And you make some short-term compromises. So then you take the extra and now you start deploying that into passive investments that will produce income to you that you're not waking up trading your time for. And then from those, if you can keep your living expenses at bay, which is a discipline, then you can take those cash flowing assets and deploy them into more cash flowing assets. And that's how your passive income is going to compound. And that can happen in a very short amount of time. Like I said, I just started doing this maybe in 2019, 2020. It's been about 4 years. And prior to this, I would just max out my self-employed pension plan. Any extra money I have, I'd throw it in the stock market. I just did what everybody else did, because why? That's what we're taught to do. The truly wealthy people in the world are not doing that. I mean, they might be doing that to some extent, but not really, because that's gambling. There are easier ways to invest your money where you have more control. And what would you rather have? A stock portfolio that you have no control over, where you just look at a monthly balance, or cash flow that's deposited into your checking account every single month? I'd rather have the cash flow, because it's mine now and I can decide if I want to save it for the future or redeploy it to buy another cash flowing asset to then double that passive cash flow. Do you get where I'm going with this? But it all starts with, like, my mindset is I want to be free. And that includes being debt free. So if I can't pay cash, I'm not doing it. If I want something, I'm going to go save the money. Now, again, I have multiple sources of income, so saving money isn't something I really have to do anymore, because I've been at this for a long time. Now, it doesn't take a long time. Like I just said, 4 years as an alternative investor, 25 years as a business owner. But you got to get in the game. I want you to start today, and I want to help you. I want to be your franchise consultant. So if you're inspired to figure out, how do I build a debt-free lifestyle? How do I find this definition of freedom, whatever it is for you? In this video, I've defined what that definition is for me. It may mean something different for you, but I would love to meet you and understand what your definition of freedom is, and then help you find the right franchisor relationship and the right vehicle that can drive your life personally, professionally, and financially to those goals, to those places that are real in your imagination, and you want to bring them into your 3D reality. So if you're ready, please follow the link right now. It's right below in the description, and I will reach out to you very quickly. Thank you so much for watching the video. Come back for part 2, where we're going to talk about that time. How do we get the time factor? And I'm going to share with you how I get to go to the gym 2 times a day.